Claude Code just shipped a one-command cleanup that hunts down every skill, every MCP server, every bloated Claude.md line that has been quietly taxing your context on every single turn. And then it fixes them for you. It is called /checkup, and most builders have not run it yet. This is Mainframe, your daily guide through the AI chaos. What actually happened, who is winning, and how to take yourself to the next level. It is Monday, July 13th, 2026. I am Nova.
And I am Dex.
On today's Mainframe, the /checkup command that audits your Claude Code setup and claws back the tokens you have been leaking every message. Anthropic ships a guided morning brief inside Cowork, a scheduled agent that sorts your day before you open your laptop. Claude just got cheaper, or more expensive, depending on where you live, because rupee pricing landed in India this morning. And there is a wallet lesson in it for everyone. And a quick callback on Fable 5, which lives another week. Let's get into it.
Quick note before we go, the voices you are hearing are AI. The reporting, the pics, and the opinions are put together by humans. Now, the board.
One macro move that actually touches your wallet today. Anthropic started localizing Claude pricing outside the United States. Anthropic has begun localizing Claude's pricing in India, its biggest market outside the US, and local pricing has started to appear for some users on Claude's website and mobile apps. Claude Pro now starts at 1,999 rupees per month, roughly $21. Here is the builder read. This is not charity. It is a defensive price war. The 20x max tier can cost up to 23,999 rupees per month, and all paid Claude plans in India now include tax.
And the leverage point?
Competitors like OpenAI and Google already introduced India-specific pricing with localized payment options. When the labs start fighting on local currency and taxes, that pressure eventually reaches your API bill too. So the discipline is the same as it has been all month. Do not lock your pricing to one vendor's sticker price, because the floor keeps moving.
Which is exactly the world our sponsor was built for.
Brought to you by Outpace. Picture an operator who spent 30 years actually building things. Real estate, hospitality, food, even a theater. Now that same operator points a whole team of AI agents at one client's project at a time, strategy through ship. Outpace is a system, not a freelancer, and not a faceless mega agency. The agents do the work, one senior operator steers them, and at the end, you own the code and the keys. And in a week where Claude's price literally changed by country, you want someone steering the whole fleet so you are never captive to one vendor. Book a 30-minute call at outpace.media. That is outpace.media.
The Wire. Start with the headliner, because this one you can run in the next 5 minutes.
Anthropic shipped /checkup on July 8th. Claude Code shipped a one-command cleanup. /checkup scans your setup, finds unused skills, duplicate Claude.md content, slow hooks, and permission prompts you keep reapproving, and proposes a fix you approve before anything changes. Boris Cherny at Anthropic announced it directly. Here is the crucial detail. It is not actually a brand new command. /checkup is /doctor's alias, not a new command. As of the v2.1.205 release on July 8th, /doctor is now a full setup checkup that can diagnose and fix issues, and /checkup is its alias.
Why does this matter to a builder's wallet specifically?
Because context is not free. Every skill description, every MCP tool definition sits in your window on every turn, whether you use it or not. One dev did a 30-day audit, started with 31 skills installed in Claude Code, ended with 8. The 23 deleted were not broken. He just was not using them enough. And this is the part that stings. Each one's description still sat in the context window every turn and kept costing tokens whether it was triggered or not. Anthropic's own playbook draws the line at 8 to 12 skills before the cost shows up. Past that, every line is what the playbook calls context tax.
So the concrete move.
This week, update Claude code, then in your biggest repo type/checkup, and read the plan before you approve it. Its own example describes moving, not deleting. Oversized sections get relocated into nested files or marked for lazy loading, and the edits sit in your working tree for review before you commit. It also does what /fewer permission prompts does. Scan your transcripts and write an allow list for common read-only commands. You will get a cheaper, faster session on every message after, and you will be ahead of everyone still carrying a 30 skill stack they installed off a thread and forgot.
Second wire item, and it is the one non-technical operators will care about most.
A guided morning brief inside Cowork. Tibor Blaho surfaced it first. In Cowork, Claude connects to your messaging, task tools, and dashboards at the same time, reads full conversation histories, surfaces discussions you were not part of, and pulls together what matters into a single briefing. The setup is genuinely no code. Open Cowork, start a session, type /schedule. Claude asks you 3 questions. You answer them, done.
And the piece that changed last week makes this actually work unattended.
Right. Since Cowork moved to the cloud on July 7th, scheduled tasks now run with no device online. Set Monday's client prep for 6 a.m., and Claude works through the email threads, transcripts, and recent news, builds the briefing doc, and leaves the follow-up email drafted but unsent. Leave the folder empty or choose a cloud project, and the task runs in the cloud, so it keeps running even when your computer is off. The move. Tonight, schedule one weekday brief for 8 a.m. Tomorrow, you open a sorted list of what needs you, not a raw inbox.
One caution I want on the record.
Please.
A single complex Cowork task consumes as much quota as dozens of regular chat messages. So on Pro, keep it to one brief, not 10 scheduled tasks. Watch the meter.
Fair. And a quick Fable callback, because we flagged the cliff. We told you Sunday the meter starts July 19th. That still holds. Anthropic extended access for Claude Fable 5 for subscribers for the second time in a week, saying Fable 5 would be available to subscribers at no extra cost through July 19th. Even if you exhaust the expanded access, you can still use the model by purchasing usage credits. No new delta beyond that. Plan around the 19th. Do not plan around a hoped-for permanent return.
Tool Lab. 2 picks. First one is the headliner itself, so let's give the second slot to something else.
First pick, trending. /checkup, which we just walked through. Credit Boris Cherney and the Claude Code team. Update Claude Code. Run it in your worst repo. Approve the plan. That is the 10-minute win.
Second pick.
Second pick, and it is a hidden gem most people missed under the Fable noise. Cursor version 3.11 shipped side chats on July 10th. Credit the Cursor team. Here is the problem it kills. The main agent thread is stateful and expensive, and every side question interrupts the agent's context and risks derailing a long horizon task. The fix? Use /side/BTW, or the plus button, to create a new side chat that has context from the main chat. And each side chat is a durable, full agent conversation that you can revisit later and @mention to pull context back into the main thread.
Concrete example.
Your main agent is implementing rate limiting on an endpoint. You type /side, Ask which rate-limiting libraries work with your framework, and the side chat researches options while your main chat continues the implementation. When you like the answer, @mention it back in. One more granular detail worth stealing. Each side chat can use a different model than your main chat. So run the tangent on a cheap model, keep the expensive one on the build. It changes your day. You stop killing long runs just to ask a clarifying question.
Use cases. Clever moves with tools already in your hands. Go.
1. The pre-approve audit. Most people run/checkup once for the token savings and stop. Instead, use the permission piece deliberately. It scans your transcripts and writes an allow list for common read-only commands. Run it, then commit that allow list into your repo's config so every teammate and every future session inherits your pre-approved commands. You turn a one-time cleanup into a durable team default.
2.
2. The briefing as a portable skill, not a one-off. When you set up your Cowork morning brief, do not just schedule it. Create a claude.md file in your Cowork folder, write your role, current projects, key contacts, and priorities, and Claude reads it on every run, making outputs more relevant. That file is portable. It is plain Markdown, so the same context that sharpens your brief also drops into Claude code or a cheaper model later. Write the judgment down once. Reuse it everywhere.
3. Keep it tight.
3. A wallet move for the non-United States listener. If you are in India, the rupee pricing means you can finally pay without a 4x markup and 18% tax stacked on top. Anthropic listed rupee prices directly, and these figures already include tax, so what you see is what you pay. If you were routing around dollar billing, reprice your actual plan today. The effective cost just dropped for a lot of you.
Which brings us to the second sponsor.
Brought to you by SearchViz, an Outpace Media product. Mainframe tells you what shipped. SearchViz makes sure the models know what you shipped. When a buyer asks ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, or Google's AI overviews for the best tool in your category, the model names you, or it names your competitor. And if it does not name you, you do not exist to that buyer. SearchViz tracks whether the answer engines name your brand, tells you why, and gives you the exact move to publish to win the citation. Check where you stand and start free at searchviz.outpace.media. That is searchviz.outpace.media. Be the answer.
The deep dive. One idea.
Here is the through line nobody said out loud today. Your context window is a budget, and you have been overdrawn without noticing. /checkup exists because the whole ecosystem quietly trained us to hoard. Install every trending skill. Wire up every MCP server. Stuff Claude.md with every rule you ever thought of. And all of it is silently billed on every single turn, whether it fires or not. The mental model to carry this week: skills and MCPs are not free features you collect. They are subscriptions your model pays for you, forever, in tokens.
And the counter instinct.
The counter instinct is subtraction as a skill. The dev who cut 31 skills to 8 did not get worse. He got faster and cheaper because the 8 that survived actually earned their place. This is the same lesson as the routing dial, the same lesson as distilling Fable into a file. Leverage comes from what you own and control, not what you accumulate. A lean, audited setup is a competitive edge because most builders will never look under the hood.
So here is what you would actually do about it.
So here is what I would actually do. Treat your context window like a monthly bill. Once a week, run/checkup, read the plan, and cut. Then take the one workflow you keep re-explaining and write it down as one skill or one claude.md file and delete the 3 you never use. Cheap by default, lean on purpose.
Level up.
Level up this week. Update Claude code and run /checkup in your heaviest repo. Read the plan and delete the skills and MCP servers you never trigger. Then schedule one Cowork morning brief for tomorrow at 8 a.m. 10 minutes. A lighter context bill every message after.
And if you want every story, number, and link from today in your inbox, the free Mainframe newsletter is the written version of this show. Subscribe. It is the brief we build the episode from.
That is Mainframe for Monday, July 13th. Audit something. We will see you tomorrow.